This is a short video to outline the Sector Solution Working Group concept. This concept was designed by the states and the owner-operators of the All Hazards Consortium. It is a regional planning group that produces national working groups. So the idea here is to set up a private sector-driven sector solution work group. And the goal of that work group, let's say the first one they did was the electric sector. The goal of that group is to take out to identify 2 to 3 choke points in that sector during a response effort. Okay? So these are operational choke points specifically to the electric sector, and then working with the states, they're trying to identify solutions, okay, that can be done through information sharing. So what they try to do then is produce product, policy, or solutions that allow for those issues to be resolved. Okay? Then they look at another work group, and that's what they're doing now. So these work groups consist of 6 to 8 owner-operators, not necessarily trade associations, not necessarily advisors, but actual people that run the business. And they come together for a series of conference calls, meeting, identify the 2 or 3 choke points. Sometimes they do many more. Then we work with the states of the consortium. So over here are the states. We work with the states as advisors to advise the operators, okay, here's a solution for this. Here's a way we can, if we tell you this, this will help that. If the operators tell the states that, they can do this better. So we're now looking at the food sector and the fuel sector. During Hurricane Sandy, those 3 were the 3-legged stool that really were the issues. And what we're seeing are the cross-pollination of these issues. Food is highly dependent on fuel for their trucks and generators. Fuel is highly dependent on electric to get power back on, to pump the fuel out of the tanks and things like that. Electric is highly dependent upon fuel. So we're working those issues, and as we develop these solutions, we're going to do the same thing here. Look for the choke points here, okay, and drive that through with the states, identify information sharing solutions, policies, exercises, drills, whatever, databases, websites, web apps, whatever it is. We identify those, and the same thing here. So we'll look for choke points here, and we'll look for solutions here. And what we're finding now is solutions have already been developed in the electric sector that are useful to the food and fuel today. The electric sector produced 9 solutions during 2013. And they were several database items, several policy and procedures. One was a national database of state entrance and pass-through requirements. Well, these sectors have trucks on the road as well. They can benefit from that product. So as we go forward, we're looking not only to identify, get 6 to 8 people together, focus to identify the choke points using after actions and things like that, come up with solutions with government, and then look to cross-pollinate. So one of the solutions coming out of this are exercise drills. So these drills are short 15 to 30-minute drills that can be done on email. And it's an information sharing exercise that we can do by email and push information across the country or the region, get information back, and it just moves very quickly. The consortium serves as the trustee, if you will, to move sensitive private sector information back and forth to the states. The private sector has a lot of sectors share information directly with the states, but when you get on a regional level, 15, 18, 20 states, it's very hard to do that. So the consortium, through its working groups, becomes that trustee for that sensitive information to move it back and forth, as was proven in the electric sector. So that's the concept behind these sector solution working groups. Form a group, 6 to 8 operators, focus on identifying choke points using after-action reports and other types of things, work jointly with states to produce these solutions, then start to marry these up across the thing to produce drills, products, apps, whatever, that can be funded by both public sector or private sector.